Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Matt Hannah.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannahs,
where we have developed a fear of cheese graters. Lifelong.
If you can't tell, today we're discussing Evil Dead Rise, home of the infamous cheese grater scare-ish. Yeah.
Scare.
I don't even know what to call it. Scene.
It's just the cheese grater. And we are joined by Seth of According to Seth, who is our buddy that we spent some time with down at New Orleans at Overlook Film Festival.
Yes.
So Seth, thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And yeah, New Orleans was a blast.
So fun. Can't wait to run it back next year.
Definitely.
Yep.
And tell the crew, tell the audience where they can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at According to Seth. And I have a website, accordingtosethmedia.net, where I write reviews and things like that.
And what should the viewers expect when they come to your social media?
So you can find interviews with like actors, directors, things like that, and then just reviews. I do more horror than anything, but I pretty much watch and love all types of movies. So you'll get kind of a wide variety of things.
Great. So everyone go make sure to give follows, like, comment, subscribe, 5 stars, all of it.
Yeah. I'm always very impressed with especially at Overlook with you and Dylan / your reviews, who was on our Leviticus episode, with your confidence and like the balls it takes to like speak to famous celebrities and then like
ask them fun questions
and post about it. And like you've talked to some really cool people, so it's a fun follow.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Was it Timothy Oliphant?
Yeah.
Yes, that one was awesome.
I love him.
He was so nice. I was like not expecting him to even like get in the interview. Like that all happened because he was just standing behind me and he didn't even walk the carpet. And I was like, he was in the movie, and I was like, Tim, can I please ask you some questions? And he's like, what do you want? And then he just like popped up around, put his arm around me, and then we just started chatting. It was really cool.
I love that.
Is that your favorite celebrity interaction, or do you have another one? Okay.
That was definitely my favorite because it was like he was just like so down to earth and just like he put his arm around me. He was like, tell your dad I say hi. And like it was just really fun.
That's awesome. You got to love when they do that. It makes it easier for you to ask some questions. You really get good content. That's
the kind of like energy I would need, because I'd be like pissing my pants. So I would need that kind of friendly camaraderie. Especially, oh my God.
I was about to say,
I love him.
Your Hannah's dream interview in a situation like that, Robert Pattinson. I feel like he would make it so easy for you.
Because that's like the one person I feel like you could be the most awkward motherfucker, and he would just adapt to you being really awkward with his own awkwardness really well. Yeah. Like you could say literally anything and he would find something to respond with.
He makes fun of interviewers a lot.
He does.
So, I think you could take it though.
I would like happy cry if he mocked me. Like that's a person that's allowed to make fun of me for being awkward. You know,
you would just be like, "Hi, my friends and I had a Halloween party themed around you. Can I show you the photo of us?" Or the TikTok. This is a true story. This is a true story. Whose costume is your favorite?
That's amazing.
If you were going to dress as one of your characters for Halloween, who would you pick?
Oh, you'd ask him that?
Yeah.
That would be a great question.
You'd probably say the heron.
It turns out you are most like my friend Matt. Yeah. That would be... I love that man so much. He's a dream. Anyway,
unfortunately, he's not in Evil Dead Rise.
No.
That would make this movie so much better. Sorry.
But Hannah, tell us a little bit about Evil Dead Rise.
Okay, so this is a film written and directed by Lee Cronin, and it serves as a standalone sequel to Evil Dead 2013, and it's the 5th overall installment in the Evil Dead film series. So the development behind this film is really interesting because there was originally plans for a direct sequel to 2013 and plans for a direct sequel to Army of Darkness, and then later maybe a 4th season of Ash versus Evil Dead. So things got like all out of whack. At a WonderCon panel in 2013, Bruce Campbell and then Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead 2013, said that their ultimate plan was for Alvarez's Evil Dead 2 and Raimi's Army of Darkness 2 to be followed by a 7th film that would then merge the narratives of Ash and Mia.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
That sounds like my dream. But then by November of that same year, only 8 months later, Campbell was like, no, I don't think that's happening. And Army of Darkness 2 became the show Ash versus Evil Dead.
Got it. Okay.
And this film, when it was finally like in development, being made, was set to premiere on HBO Max, but then ultimately Warner Bros. Decided to release it theatrically after it got positive reviews and test screenings.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I'm never going to complain about a theatrical release.
We stan. We love that.
We love a good theatrical release.
Thank God. What's a fun fact, or a funny fact, I should say, to me, that I found when I was researching this film? I was just trying to find some like fun stuff about like the production and the practicals, because I think that's always interesting. So for Evil Dead 2013, it is rumored that they used about 70,000 gallons of fake blood, and that the raining blood scene itself, I think Fede said it took like 50,000 gallons right there. This movie only used, allegedly, 1,117 gallons of fake blood.
I love how specific that is.
Yeah.
What a difference. That's what Lee Cronin himself has like said.
He just didn't want to get messy, I guess.
Loser. The fake blood is a mixture of food-based dyes, high fructose corn syrup, and water, which is a recipe used by special effects supervisor Brendan Dury.
That's also been the recipe for
I know,
100
ever
years.
and ever. I just figured, fuck it.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'll give our boy Brendan a shout out. Fuck it. Okay. But the scene where the elevator fills with blood, which is definitely one of which used the most amount of blood, they had to lower a constructed elevator into a tank of fake blood using a forklift.
Huh. I see it now. That makes total sense. That's really scary and cool.
And that's where pretty much the entire blood budget comes in to play.
So they lowered it. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And then
Wow, that's why it looks so good.
yeah,
Right?
it does look great.
Like,
and then when
over
the
here
blood
computing
is,
like a Mentat in Dune right now. I'm like,
and then when the blood is pouring out of the elevator into the lobby, they made a full-size set partly from plywood, allegedly, and 2 large dump tanks attached to a ramp allowed the amount of liquid to pour out from the elevator doors at the desired speed. And they shot that in 2 takes, one for the wide shots and one for the close-ups of the actors. So like the actual blood pouring out was like a one and done.
very cool. Kind of has to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said it took 8 hours to clean up after, so they were like, well, this better work.
It's like the same as the bloodbed volcano in A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm pretty sure that was a one and done. I was like, we got one shot at this upside down set.
So that was all of my fun, silly background on Rise. I did not look into, which maybe I should have, how Lee Cronin was tapped for this movie, because this is only his second film, so I do find that interesting. But I will say I do think it's cool that they clearly do tap directors who are early in their career, because Fede was, and then
Sam Raimi was.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly why I
mean,
think it's special.
It was a high school or college project. Yeah, it was a college project that him and Bruce Campbell did. And then
begged for money.
Yeah. And then, you have Evil Dead Burn, which this was Sebastian's second film. And then Francis, it's his second film, and he's doing Wrath. So,
yeah, it's awesome. So we can move on to our socials prompt before we get to nitty-gritty into our thoughts on Evil Dead Rise. Because Evil Dead is obviously a very notable horror franchise, our socials prompt is a pretty simple, what is your favorite horror franchise? Before we
I will say not
prompt,
just is Evil Dead a very notable franchise, it also is a very consistently fine to good franchise.
I've talked to a lot of people recently, like after seeing Burn, and every single person in the world that I speak to is like, I think it's the most consistent horror franchise. Like it's the most consistently good horror franchise.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I have thoughts on it, so I'll get to it later.
Okay. Do we have favorite horror franchises here?
I have no idea.
You
to
know
be
what
honest.
it is, bitch.
What am I forgetting?
There's a Scream.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the 7th one, and I didn't like 6, but yeah.
We're
probably
ignoring
Scream.
that 7 exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that great. I would say for me, Evil Dead is up there. I also like. I know there's a lot of crappy movies in it, but I love Halloween. Like I grew up watching all the Halloween movies, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Like
Nightmare on Elm
yeah.
Street is one of
But
my favorite horror films of all time.
and
but
Hannah
I've
hasn't
only
watched-
seen 2 of them.
She's only seen 1 in Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors is my favorite, and
It's good.
the first one's my second favorite. It's so close between those two, but I just love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's so much fun.
We need to see New Nightmare because I've never seen it, and I love
Yep.
Scream and Wes Craven, and so I feel like that's a missed opportunity from us, but eventually.
Probably, yeah. Well, a lot.
I think
of
you're right. That
people-
Scream is for me. Do you have one?
See,
Not
I
Friday the
normally
13th?
don't watch that many. I haven't watched like that many films and horror franchises. Like I'll kind of watch the first one and be like, and I'm out. So I've seen 5 of the Screams. I've seen all of the Saws.
Oh yeah,
All but one
Saw might
Saw.
be my favorite franchise.
I've seen all but 1 of the 28s. And
I love
2
Child
of the
Play.
Nightmares.
Like Chucky. Chucky has
Yep.
been pretty consistent.
That someone's going to answer that, I think, in here.
Yeah,
so.
someone probably does. Yeah, someone does say that. If I'm simply gonna go, I mean, I've only seen 2 of the Nightmares, but they're like
So you're just going to go with.
my favoriteest. So I'll just
All
say
right. Well,
that. 'Cause
tell us
fuck it.
what the
Okay,
listeners are
the
saying.
people on the internets are saying Queer
I
Horror
bet.
Cove did say Child's Play.
Mhm.
But they said Child's Play today, but I might say Scream, although I haven't seen 7, or Friday the 13th, or even A Nightmare on Elm Street tomorrow.
I'm not saying Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not either. There's like
So,
3
like-
films I like in that.
What are the 3, out of curiosity?
I love the remake like a
I
lot.
kind of do too.
I love Jason Lives.
6.
Yep.
Yep.
And there's the sleeping bag kill, which I think is 7. Or is that 8?
There's a sleeping bag kill in the.
Oh, Jason X. Well, I'm just gonna skip ahead. Jason X is
Jason
my
X.
3rd favorite. Yeah, I fucking love Jason X. I
I
think
feel
that movie's
like-
so fun.
The one I really like is the 4th. Final chapter is good, and then
Yeah.
I think 6 I've liked as well, but that's about it. I know, and I like the remake. You got to keep that secret though.
Yeah. Don't tell
We don't-
Dylan this because Dylan's like obsessed with Friday the 13th.
I know.
And
I
don't
try
get
not to.
it.
Yeah.
I fear I'm not on that same page.
I think he's just in the right mindset, and I can't get into the mindset, unfortunately.
I've only seen the first one, and I was so bored.
The first one's
I wanted
bad.
to die.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Well, Cinema's Charm, our buddy, says The Nightmare on Elm Street is always going to be my favorite, but I love Final Destination, Evil Dead, and the 28
yeah.
Days Later movies.
Final Destination's a good shout. I
It
didn't
is a
think
good
about
shout. I always forget about that for some reason. But
I've
it
only
is,
seen 2.
they're all pretty good, except for 6 or 5. One of them.
that. See, I
where
don't even
there's like
remember. No, 4 is
Yeah.
bad, right?
there's one that's like with a race car intro, and
4.
I forget. Yeah, that's the worst
Yeah,
one.
that's the bad one.
Yeah.
The 3D one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's must have been fucking terrifying.
It's not a good movie,
if
so it's
the
not.
3D was good.
And it wasn't.
Well,
it was
I
like
wouldn't
Saw
think
3D.
it would be, but like
No.
that just sounds so scary. Things flying at me
Yeah.
when they're like projectiles. I'm thinking of the
You're
ones
thinking
that I
about-
have.
you're
I'm thinking of
thinking
the
about-
logs, and I'm thinking about logs being
Yeah,
thrown
no,
at
you're
me.
also thinking about the 3D
God.
you used to on the rides at Universal. This was not the 3D that they
No.
were using. This is the
Yeah,
red and
that's so
blue
true.
3D.
Yeah, you're right. I am really thinking about my cousin. We took my cousin
To Universal.
kids to
Yeah.
Universal, and on the Transformers ride, they like throw a little weapon thing at you.
A missile shoots at you.
Okay, yeah, a missile shoots at you, sure. And my cousin was like, "Oh my god, why did they aim it at me?" And after the 3rd time on the ride, he looked at me and said, "Oh my god, they shoot it at me every time." And I was like, "Oh, Colton, honey, it looks like that for everybody."
That's adorable.
I didn't want to ruin the magic, but by the time he was getting offended, I was like, "Okay, sweetie, let me ruin some magic for you. You're not special."
Yeah, don't ruin the magic.
Early Morning Horror said Saw or Final Destination.
I'm going with Saw, I decided. I love that because it's like a soap opera with some gross kills in between. Give me my little like soap opera mystery franchise.
Gory Rory 3 and NJ Devils _ KM 1525 both said Phantasm. Reflections in a Double Bourbon, which is hilarious, said Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Horror Movie Stew said Scream, but the latest was a big disappointment. Steinmetz.Ethan said 28 Unit of Time later, which I loved. And let's see.
You get an alien.
We
answer.
have an alien from DevCito88. And then
the Prometheus franchise is my favorite. All 2 movies.
There you go.
We don't count Romulus for Prometheus.
There's 2.
Only 2 in the David trilogy that they never finished.
Fuck that. And then 007, the artist, said The Hills Have Eyes and Saw.
Huh. Okay.
Sorry for all the people I did not name, but I
There's a lot of good
get
answers.
into talking about this movie.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Rise.
Yeah.
So, Seth, when was the first time you saw Evil Dead Rise?
Well, I definitely saw it in theaters when it came out. And then, or did it? Yeah, I saw it in theaters when it came out, and then I watched it again on HBO Max actually a few weeks ago. So I've only seen it twice.
I've seen it one time last week.
I have seen it twice, and it was because the first time, and this was interesting, before Burn was out, I realized I had never watched any of the Evil Dead movies. It was like a huge blind spot for me. So a couple years back, I sat down and watched all of them, 1 through Rise. Mostly, I think, because I really wanted to see 2013. I wanted to see all of them, but 2013 was one that I remember seeing trailers in high school and thinking they were really, really scary and had heard good things. And so I really did watch these without Hannah, surprisingly, like back to back to back to back. So I felt like my opinion on all of them is kind of skewed when you watch it that way. So now I'm going through and having to give them all another viewing to decide how I really feel. But that was that time. And then we just recently rewatched it because we were going to record on it and Hannah needed to see it and I wanted a second viewing. So,
well, I wanted to watch as many of them as I could before I saw Burn. So I had already watched, I watched these in a fucking stupid order.
You really did, yeah.
I watched 2013, then Evil Dead 2, then 2013 again, then Rise, then Evil Dead 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you did watch it in a crazy order.
And you still haven't seen Army of Darkness.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, you're missing one.
Yeah, I will be watching that
soon.
Probably Sunday. And then right in time for us to record on Burn. But anyway, I'm watching this after having seen Lee Cronin's other 2 movies, The Hole in the Ground and Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Don't you mean Evil Dead Albuquerque?
Evil Dead Albuquerque, yes.
That sucks for you because like his Mummy movie is literally just like him wanting to have Evil Dead, like a sequel to his Evil Dead movie. Like it's literally the same movie.
And he was supposed to do the next Evil Dead movie until they tapped him for that. And then he was like, okay. So it's like, bro, you should have just stuck with that. But honestly, I'm kind of glad that he made that because I like what Sebastian Vanek did with Burn.
We can't talk about Burn yet, though.
Sorry. Breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, I already saw that. So, we'll leave that out of this for the time being. But yeah, I feel like I had weird expectations set.
Yeah, you watched in a very weird order.
Yeah.
But I think you and I actually have somewhat similar opinions on Rise. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah. Do we want to do our 15-second summaries?
Sure. Before we even say if we liked it or not.
Yeah.
All right, 15-second summaries.
What we do.
Okay, I'm pulling up a timer. Does anyone want to go first on this? Do you feel ready, Hannah?
No.
Seth, do you feel ready to do one?
Yes. What am I doing for this part?
Off the dome, give us your best 15-second summary.
So I will time you, and you're just going to tell me what happens in this movie. But you got 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right, ready? Whenever you're ready, go.
So Evil Dead Rise is just about a family who gets together. Some idiot decides to read from the Necronomicon because there's always one of those. And, mommy ends up wanting to murder the entire family. And it becomes just like a pressure cooker in an apartment building.
I think that was 15.
Nice.
It was like 1 second over. So I think you nailed it.
Okay.
Hannah, you good?
Sure.
All right, ready, go.
Instead of in a cabin, this movie takes place in an apartment complex, so they try to copy the things that they would normally do in the cabin in the woods, but then instead they're having to do it in an apartment complex. So instead of like trees, it's wires and an elevator, and there's a cheese grater, and it's not as scary as I thought it would be, and this family's kind of annoying.
That's 15 seconds.
Nailed it.
Perfect. Yeah.
You ready?
Go.
Reason number 1,129 not to have children.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
At least not this many kids.
Yeah.
3 too many.
3 too many. Then another one on the way. Well, your sibling, a niece or nephew on the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Child.
I do want to say real quick, because I didn't realize this, but when I rewatched Evil Dead Rise, the youngest girl is the one from the newest season of Stranger Things.
Oh,
She's
I feel like I saw that. We didn't watch the newest season of Stranger Things,
I didn't do it.
But I saw that when I was looking at people's Wikipedia.
Huh. I didn't notice that when I first watched it, and then I was like, oh wait, that's the same person.
Okay, so let's get into this. I think we might have implied some feelings, perhaps, in our summaries.
Okay, well, I'll just jump in. I don't dislike this movie. It is my least favorite Evil Dead movie, though. So that's what I'll start. I have reasons for it, but I don't need to get into all that yet. Seth, where does it sit for you?
So I do have to mention Burn, because I have seen Burn, and I would say after seeing Burn, I do appreciate Evil Dead Rise more. So Evil Dead Rise was originally in last place for me, but now it's in second to last.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we're all around the same spot then. And Hannah, how are you feeling?
Having seen Burn, Evil Dead Rise is still my last place in the
So
franchise.
we're all last or second to last.
I don't think Lee Cronin's the guy for me, unfortunately. I like that this movie is trying to do something new by bringing it to a new setting. I think that's something Matt and I have talked about this off the mic, that like each Evil Dead movie is adding something new and different, whether it's like tonally or the way it's shot or like building on these crazier kills and whatnot. And this feels like the first one that, beyond changing the setting, isn't offering anything particularly interesting.
You stole all my thunder.
But I will give it that the abomination bit is cool. I just like wish that we did more with it, I guess. I don't know what it's trying to do thematically, and if that were tied in better, I'd be more intrigued by it.
That was my big thing. Is I love Evil Dead 2013. Like, really, some days I might say it's my favorite in the franchise, which feels crazy.
It is my favorite.
Well, then I'm not crazy. And my issue with Rise, and I am going to say nice things. I think I need to preface with like my issues, and then I have plenty of good things to say, is that Rise does not feel to me that it separates itself enough from 2013, but everything it does is less interesting than 2013. So I find that it basically is like, we have a formula, we're going to change locations, but like our themes aren't going to be as interesting. Our scares are going to be similar, not as interesting. And the characters in it, I don't care about as much. So like, I think it had a really hard movie to follow up is the big thing, I would say. And just to elaborate on the how each movie is so different, we're rewatching right now. So like, first one is obviously sets the formula, but is a low budget run and gun style movie with really amazing practical effects for its low budget. The second one is a completely different movie that is like nothing I've ever seen before. I don't know how to even explain the second one, right? Like, it's a parody. It kind of feels like an airplane or a movie, like where it's like jokes per minute, scares per minute, or over the top. And it's fully playing on your understanding of the first one to work. It's different. 3, obviously, completely different from all of it because it's medieval and everything. And then 4, 2013, does this amazing thing where it is playing off of all of our expectations from the original 3, but it subverts and then also meets and also is way scarier. It's like, basically, it almost feels like a different franchise, but it still meets what we expect from the flair. Unfortunately, as I said before, Rise just doesn't separate itself at all for me from 2013, other than being worse. So that's my explanation of the 5. Do you guys disagree with me at all on that?
From what I've seen,
No.
I am in agreement.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page then. So I don't need to ramble and try to act really smart about how these movies are different. So cool.
You're good.
All right. So those are my thoughts. So Seth, tell us what you're thinking, just high level on Rise.
So when I rewatched Rise, I definitely appreciated it more. I think the first time I watched it, I was just like, I didn't really care about these characters. Some of them were really annoying and like obnoxious, and I was like and that's like, just to bring it up, like that's what I loved about these other Evil Dead films is like you have these characters that you care for and like what's happening to them, where I was like, I just want these characters to die already with Evil Dead Rise. But upon rewatching it and like really focusing in on like the story, especially the sister, not the mother but the sister, and like what she's going through, and how like her basically becoming like the savior essentially for this family and becoming the mother that like the family's mother could never be, was like something that I kind of like really appreciated. And I just wish, because I know you guys both brought up like the abomination thing. I love the abomination thing. I wish we got more time with that. I wish it was just a little bit more brutal. Like the scene with the cheese grater, like everybody freaked out about that, but it was like 2 seconds long. And I was like, I wanted to see, like in his Mummy movie, the nail scene where like it goes up the leg. Like I thought that's what the cheese grater scene could have been, and it could have been longer and just stuck with that, but it wasn't. And so I think initially, like, it's still pretty low for me in the franchise, but I just wanted more from it,
I think the more is the right word, and it's in like every facet, because it feels like they're checking boxes in this movie a little bit. Oh, we had this really amazing box cutter scene in the last movie, so we gotta have something similar. Oh, cheese grater, check. We had a scary abomination at the end that got brutally destroyed in an intense scene. Well, all right, let's just put her in a wood chipper this time. Check. Like, and that is the frustration, especially because how are you going to meet the highs of raining blood as Mia has lost her hand, revs a chainsaw, and just shreds this abomination that is also her, a representation of the parts of her that she doesn't like. It's like, well, you can't follow this up. Like, you really had to just take this in a fully different direction, I think. But that's a conversation. Maybe we should just rewrite this movie instead of even talking about it. Just the three of us can rewrite it. You ready?
We'll talk about it longer.
Sure.
To echo what you guys said, I don't feel connected to the characters in this movie, like, at all, I fear. I have, like, empathy for a single mother with children. That's how I grew up. So, like, my mom had to do everything because my dad was useless ding dong. And they're divorced and whatever, and low income. So like I'm totally feeling the single mom in a falling down apartment, right? But I don't know if the movie really does anything to set up any more with this family.
That right there, like I feel that exactly. Like we're supposed to care about her and like what she's going through, but like honestly, I had more fun of her as a Deadite than her being a mother to these kids.
Everyone says that.
Far more interesting.
And her fall into a Deadite would work so much better had we like loved her beforehand.
Yes.
And I don't think it takes that much work, because I know plenty of directors that make you fall in love with a character in under a minute.
I mean, think about Leviticus, how quickly we fall in love with those characters. And that movie is speed running.
Think about every James Gunn movie.
Yeah,
like that man makes you fall in love with the characters in 30 seconds.
I cried over a freaking raccoon, man.
I don't even like care about the pregnant sister that much. I understand what they're trying to do thematically with her. So I like what you were saying, Seth, about her arc. And I think that's all good and well, but I also don't feel that connected to her. So I feel less attached to the arc. I also think Leah Cronin writes movies where I struggle to suspend my disbelief quite a bit. And I normally don't have that issue, but like with The Mummy, I literally could not get on board with a single thing any of those fucking people
I like this movie better than The Mummy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Also,
without a doubt.
But like the kid climbing in the hole that's clearly unsafe, I was like, was I just a particularly smart child and teenager, or like, is this really fucking stupid? And I just feel like that was so many of his characters and character decisions. So I get really frustrated.
And usually we're pretty good at suspending disbelief.
Yeah, normally I'm like, whatever, it's a movie and I'm just gonna have to buy into whatever you're selling me. But for some reason with this dude, I just can't do it. But I do think there are some pretty fun like moments in this movie. There's some pretty fun scares. They didn't necessarily all like scare me, but I thought they were fun, or I like giggled in like a ooh, that's creepy, gross way.
Well, while we're complaining, can I get the last of the complaints out and then I'll say all the nice things?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I need to know how both of you feel about the opening of this movie.
I love the opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hannah.
That title card fucking rocks.
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
can't think of a title card that had me that ready to give a standing ovation to a movie. I was pumped.
So I fully agree with both of you. This is set up in such an exciting way that I feel like it's hard for the rest of the movie to really match the highs of this opening. Mm-hmm. My issue with the opening has nothing to do with the way it's shot and everything that's amazing about it. My issue is, and I asked Hannah this in the middle, is that I feel like it kind of messes up the tension of the movie because we know that this is the end. Right? Like we know that this does that one day before, which sometimes really works. Mm-hmm. And in this situation, I don't know if that made me care about the characters less, or at least made that battle harder.
That's interesting.
Because I was just like, oh, well, something bad is going to happen. Like they're not making this out the way they're supposed to. So then they just feel like fodder, which maybe makes it harder for me. But I'm just curious if either of you felt that.
I just felt like confused when they like flash back to this family because I'm like, where the fuck is Jessica? Or whatever the fuck her name was. Vacation Girl. I'm like, where's this queen?
And I almost feel like we were teased with what was a more interesting movie.
I mean, her levitating out of the water, that was the most interesting thing I think I saw this whole movie. I fear.
There's
a couple other moments that I will bring up.
That's my last complaint, though, is just something where I was like, I love this scene. I just wish it could have been done in a way that I think doesn't take away from other parts of the movie. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Did you feel any of that, Seth?
Not because I really like the opening, so.
He won't let it.
Okay, that's fair.
Again, I love it. I think it's what kills me is the one day earlier. I'm just like, it pulls me out.
If I'm gonna shit on something else, because I do want to get to the stuff I like, so I'm just at this point.
I know. I felt like it was easier. Just let's air the grievances,
and then get into good stuff. So sorry if we sound pedantic, but here we are. I feel like the ADR spooky voices saying perverted things doesn't do anything for me. I'm like, okay, I get it. Your mother's a whore or some shit. Like, stop saying these things in this bad ADR. And I know that that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, but it's done better in previous entries.
But it's just done better in every other movie that I've seen.
Yeah, but Mommies with the Maggots now goes hard.
Mommies with the Maggots now does objectively go really hard. But a bunch of the other things that is said, I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Like, stop talking, please.
All right.
Please. And also, like you said, the cheese grater just doesn't go hard enough for how much people hype that shit up. I was really let down.
The box cutter clears.
Conceptually, I love the idea of the cheese grater. We've all nicked ourselves on a cheese grater. I just feel like I've done nearly that much damage myself with the cheese grater.
Nicking myself with the cheese grater, or even thinking about it though, and thinking about like the skin being, it makes me want to just go to bed and start the day over. Like that happens. It's like, better like next tomorrow.
I've gotten my knuckles so many fucking times.
It's so gross. Yeah, you probably cooked after too.
Even your fingers, like when you're like, I hate cheese graters.
Yeah.
All right, Seth, any other grievances you want to air out before we start saying nice things? All right, he's ready to say some good things.
All right, get us started with positives then, Seth.
I mean, the positive is like what's her name? The Deadite. I think she's fantastic. I think like her portrayal of the Deadite was so much freaking fun, and just like she genuinely like was the best actor out of all of them when she turned into a Deadite.
She absolutely carries this movie.
Yeah. I really love the hallway scene too, with the shotgun and like just all of the like carnage in the hallway. The elevator scene's cool, and then I really loved the ending with the abomination thing.
The amalgamation of all of them is fucking scary looking. I wrote in my notes, because some of my notes were like whiny and complaining, and then I wrote finally, the amalgamation is scary. Okay, I said it.
Okay, amalgamation. We kept calling Abomination's the last movie.
I know,
Amalgamation's
but
this one.
it's words.
I call it a Rat King.
Okay,
Whatever. The Rat King.
The Rat King of Bodies is probably the.
No, you don't have to say of bodies. It's just the Rat King.
That's the
Rat Queen.
Queen, yeah.
Queen.
That's when I felt like the most genuinely scared of this whole movie. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like it coming out of the walking towards them.
It's just
it was really creepy.
So disturbing.
Oh, I mean, I think any amalgamation of people, freaks me out.
Disturbing as hell.
I really liked the older sister when she was eating the glass. I thought that was gross.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love, and like the position that she's in, squatting on the counter. I was like, okay,
that was creepy.
So creepy. I loved it. And then the eating glass is horrifying. The eating glass definitely got me more than cheese grater.
Yeah, same.
Especially because there's that like close up of swallowing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It sticks up the neck.
Yeah.
I also really like there's a couple pieces of imagery with the mom that really scared me. And also her makeup looks fucking great. Like she's killing it, obviously. Shout out Alyssa Sutherland.
Shout out mommy.
Shout out mommy. But also shout out makeup. So good. The scene of her like crawling out of the tub and peeping out of the tub was such a yikes. The shot of her through the door eye hole and that jump scare did get me. That was great. And then any scene of someone crawling on the ceiling, that kind of shit will never not be scary. That did bother me.
Yeah, someone out of focus crawling on the screen in the background.
Like, fuck yeah. They got it.
Always works.
Yeah.
So I'll echo everything you said. She is great, really makes this whole thing work. I do think this space setup is good. Like the difference between the hallway and their apartment and how she's kind of like trapped outside. And you said it before, them watching the carnage through the peephole, I think is one of those really fun moments where I'm like, I'm watching an Evil Dead movie. And I remember, I love that we can now add angry molesting elevator to the list of creatures in Cabin in the Woods. And I think that is one of those just really amazing moments, amazing, I'm going to call it comic book style shots. Amazing still frame of her just like contorted, being torn apart in the elevator. So, and I think just in general, I'm thinking through like scenes, and I feel like they're amazing moments that are filled in by very uninteresting moments, unfortunately. And I will say that blood elevator scene, that's another moment where I'm like, maybe I do really like this. Like this is starting to work for me. That very tangible blood, because of how we know how they did it now, dropping into a tank, really gets to me. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Like, holy shit, I am drowning in there with them. And maybe that's like why I'm such a grump about this more, is because there are just like these really amazing moments. And I just like wish that it was driven home a little bit more with the rest of the plot the way it is in 2013. So I said I wouldn't complain, but I'm still finding a way to.
Yeah, we do that.
It's hard, but I want to, because I see so much potential in it. But then sometimes it just comes down to, well, that person got possessed. Okay, they did a creepy thing. All right, now that person's a Deadite. They do a creepy thing.
I feel like Lee Cronin is so good at identifying these really specifically creepy moments and executing those
and he doesn't
creepy
know how to
moments
get from,
well. But I don't know, if he knows how to
get from moment to moment,
everything around it to get to those moments and make them as effective as possible. Yeah. Which is unfortunate. I just don't really jive with him as a writer. I would love to see him direct something that he didn't write.
Agreed.
I think that would be really interesting. Like, I wonder what Byrne, for example, like how would that execution have been if he directed it, but it was still written by Sebastian?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a great question.
What would I would love to see his boys at Blumhouse force him into that.
Okay, I'm trying to think of other things since I need to or compliment sandwich this.
While you're thinking of that, I do want to like go back to what you guys said, because I know you said like it didn't really scare you. And for me, none of the Evil Deads really scare me. They more so just make me like sick to my stomach and like feel gross. Like Evil Dead 2013 is like disturbing and fucked up, and I just want to take a shower after watching that movie. And that's like that doesn't it's like a different effect for me. Whereas like a movie like, you know, Paranormal Activity or like Undertone, that's scary to me. Whereas like this kind of horror is more just like awesome and brutal and just like crazy to look at, and you want to like just wince and like turn away.
That's fair. I do feel, yeah, like it is a different style of movie. Like I feel like for me watching Burn, I was like kind of giggling and
You
like
should be.
giddy with some of the like,
I said
it's
I
so
wish
gross or so fucked up.
I wish I could have seen Evil Dead 2 in theaters, because I said I'd have been hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Like I would have been going nuts in that theater. I will say 2013 does scare me, but I do think some of the magic of 2013 is it's the thematic elements to it, and like how Mia is fighting her own personal demons. And I just think that they tried to do that here and didn't really finish the thought in Rise. So
I found that, and like just on the scary thing, like 2013 made me scream out loud at least once, but I think more than that. So I guess that was kind of why going into this one, I expected to be scared more, just coming off of 13.
And maybe I was scared when I first watched it. I just like, I've seen it so many times now because it's my favorite, where it's like, it, you know, obviously I'm not getting scared anymore after I've seen it, you know, 15 times and I'm expecting things.
But maybe cheer in your house now.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I watch this now. I'm ear from ear watching 2013.
Yeah.
So I got a compliment. And this goes for Burn as well, and all of them. I do enjoy, and I've noticed that they like to do this kind of like psychosexual element with all of the Deadites throughout. And I think this is another one that nails it with our mother here in this, of being this like that, like with Mia. She was like, I always joke that my my wood is my hear me out's Deadite Mia. So my hear me out is also is Deadite mommy here is another.
That's a lot of hear me outs for people. So
yeah, so maybe I'm not that crazy, but I just think that that's another interesting thing that I think that they do a good job with in the script. In this is this weird like sexual tension of the Deadite. So
I will shout out that I like that they didn't read from a book that they clearly shouldn't have read from, that it was the records, because I'll be real, I wouldn't have gotten in the hole, but if someone else got in the hole and brought up records, I too would listen to
it
them.
Being a record versus the tape was kind of funny too. I mean, it's like the classic trope, but it was like, and then it plays on its own and they can't pull it up. Like, again, I think there's amazing moments throughout this whole thing. So that's another one. But all right, anything else we really like or want to like just shout out? And obviously the practicals are amazing.
Always awesome
when they like use them to their fullest extent. So
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Huh. We just like it. We think it's fine.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Let's talk about it like thematically and what this movie means.
I do have some thoughts on this.
All right, go.
Okay. So obviously this is like a movie about family, and I'm going to try to complete the thought for them because I don't think it's all there. So I'm going to say what I think this is trying to do. The family is broken because the dad left. The kids seem mostly okay, but I feel like the implication is maybe they're a little more codependent. There is this disdain between mother who's trying to take care of them and the kids who are growing up and trying to get away. And so when she becomes Deadite, obviously she's using that against them to be like, we're all going to be together. We're all going to be this family. And eventually we result in the amalgamation, which is like the movie Together, the full codependency of them now all as one family unit, which is actually gross and bad. And like the kids being independent is a good thing. Again, I'm filling in blanks here.
Yes.
And then that ties to our main character who is pregnant and is scared of having a family. So I don't really know what the ending is saying about her having the kid though. Because it's kind of like family might not be good. I don't know.
But I think that for her specific journey, she's learning that she is capable of being a mother and protecting the kids.
Yeah.
At least
Okay, so she
one.
can protect. Yeah, she gets out with one.
Yeah.
So
and like it proves, and even like the youngest kid says it's like you'll be a great mom, and like kind of like reinforcing that, like, you know, to not be to be scared that she is going to be able to, like, you know, do something that she didn't think she could do. And like after witnessing what her sister went through as a solo mom, yeah, I think it kind of it wraps it up in that way.
I think this movie's kind of mean to single moms.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it. I was
If
like,
you're
wow,
a single
thematically, it's
mom,
like
you will end up being brutalized by an elevator.
I mean, the last 3 Evil Deads have been like mean towards women, so
but Mia makes it out.
yeah, she does.
Mia goes through her personal hell, and like there's so many interpretations that like none of it could have been real, and this is her fighting her withdrawal, or this is like her fighting her own internal demons. I feel like the mother should have had some kind of like out in this. Like it's a little mean-spirited, which I know the Evil Dead movies are, but when you're telling this story about family and like her struggles, it seems kind of like it doesn't work entirely for me.
It feels like both of the sisters should have a way to get
and
out.
all the kids should have died because they're dumb.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
them kids.
This should have been. I was gonna joke. I was like, "Is this a pro-life movie?" Like, they're like, "Yeah, have the baby that you don't want to have." And then I was like, "We should have gone the opposite. The sister should have ran away and gotten away, and the kids should have been all killed at the end. And then she should have gotten an abortion, and that would have been our movie."
Okay.
That's the themes.
That's the theme.
Okay.
These kids suck. Don't have them.
Oh my god.
They dropped that pizza. Waste of money.
We were yelling about the damn pizza.
Yeah, mom's not doing so well with money, and you just dropped the best looking pizza ever. Like, come on, kids.
You dropped the whole family's damn dinner. Get it together.
I was going to rewrite. Maybe if we were going to be mean to the mom, we should have made her like abusive or something. Like they drop the pizza and then she beats them with a belt, and then she gets turned into a deadite.
God.
Like that would have worked for me.
No, she beats them with the pizza slice.
Yeah. And then
It's
she
like-
tries to be nice as the deadite,
Yeah.
and is like, "No, I didn't. I do this because I love you."
Honestly,
That would have worked as a really interesting theme, like a child abuse theme in an Evil Dead movie.
I guess
Yeah.
that's what
Kinda
my
worked.
like complaint about thinking about this movie post seeing Burn is that I think 2013 and Burn do something more interesting thematically.
Definitely, or at least they just finished the
To
thought,
me.
as I say.
Yeah, I think they both finished the thought better.
Yeah.
I don't know if, I mean, like, Burn is so fucking on the nose about it, but I still like how it wraps up, given what it's trying
We'll
to
get
say.
to Burn.
I
you
know,
cannot.
I can't stop thinking
So-
about it. It's hard to
Seth,
separate them.
do you have any other thoughts about the themes of this movie that we haven't touched on?
I think we nailed it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
damn.
don't think they're that complex.
Yeah.
As in the wise words of the Fast and the Furious,
Family.
family.
Yeah, literally. Family.
I did walk
It's
out
not
and I was
forever,
like, damn, did James Wan direct this movie? Or
Yeah.
because all of his movies have family themes,
Yeah.
including his Fast and Furious movies. So
Although family isn't forever, clearly, at least in this case.
No. Poor Burn. Okay. What are our biggest hot takes about this film? Seth, any hot takes?
I mean, I don't think it's really a hot take, but I think Alyssa Sutherland is the best Deadite in the entire franchise.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I like it.
I'm
I
thinking.
think it's
Oh, it's so hard because I love me as
Mia.
Deadite.
I know.
And I just watched Evil Dead 2 and that big scary witch lady.
no. I think it's Mia
I
or
can't
Alyssa.
pit two queens against each other.
I know, it's so hard.
It's-
But, like,
I think it's a good hot take though.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
I
a
do
hot
think
take. You're
someone
right.
could fight
I
you
think
on
that's
that.
spicy.
And I love Mia, so I kind of want to fight you on it. But I also do think she's fucking killing it. And
Mhm.
I think the thing too is that she's only a deadite for almost the entire movie. Like we're not really getting her outside of that. And I do think she's her most compelling when she's deaditing. So.
Yeah.
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 Deaditing. I like that.
My warm take is the cheese grater wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And my hot take is Lee Cronin doesn't have the sauce, at least not as a writer.
I agree.
I'm on the same page. Hannah and I have not really liked anything he's made.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm 0 for 2.
Yeah. Go see Hole in the Ground. See what you think.
Oh,
It's
God.
boring as hell.
It's
different. It's very different, though, than The Mummy and Rise. So it could
my
offer
hot
people
take,
something.
not a hot take. This isn't a hot take. I'm just
Is
saying
it a warm take?
Fede Alvarez is the only person that has been able to emulate Sam Raimi at all, basically.
I don't think he even is emulating Sam Raimi.
Fine,
I think he's doing something new, but he's fucking
emulating
killing
his
it.
directing style, though. I feel like he is doing his own thing while also feeling like Sam Raimi's style. And he doesn't do it throughout the whole movie. He saves it for very particular moments. And I feel like everyone tries to, and I think he's the only one that's like gotten close.
I mean, that's the Evil Dead 2013 is the best one. I don't know. We were doing hot takes for I thought it was just hot takes for Rise, but if it is for all of the films, I would say my hot take is that the 2013 film's the best one.
I think that's another good hot take. I want to also say it, and I get scared too because I'm a coward. Apparently,
I watched these entirely out of order, so like I don't know if my takes.
We're already getting death threats for that one. So.
Yeah, I don't know if my opinion's even relevant, but 2013 fucking rocks, and you'll get my full rating.
I begged Hannah to watch it for years, and she wouldn't do it, and then she finally did, and was like, "Wait, this is great." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I know."
I find mental health and addiction narratives really interesting, but I am kind of sensitive to them given
that's my hot take.
Job.
Hot take is that Evil Dead 2013 is a horror movie that has handled a mental health or addiction narrative better than any other movie.
Yeah,
better than any other feels bold, but I do think it's
a hot take. That's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it is the best version, at least of addiction, that I've seen in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're talking about Rise.
No. Well. Seth opened up
That's because you brought up a different movie, and I was like,
I
know
what? Well, because the whole time I watched Rise, I just wish I was watching 2013. All right.
Yeah. That's true.
I am rewatching it tonight because my friend that's staying with me hasn't seen it, so
I'm so jealous.
I know. I'm like really excited to see his reactions.
Can you report back?
Yeah, I will. If he doesn't love it, I told him he's not staying here tonight. So
yeah, tell him we're gonna send him anthrax or something.
Yeah. No, we can't send anthrax. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's
fucked up. Something.
What?
Weird.
We'll send him Mia. We'll send him a Deadite. We'll send him the Necronomicon. He has to read it.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought anthrax wasn't like a real thing anymore. So
why don't we just mail him like a molded potato?
Oh, okay.
That's lame. Come on.
But anthrax is too far.
It's too far.
I mailed a friend a potato in college, unaddressed, no nothing, and the return address was a gynecologist in California, and we lived in Pennsylvania. And he was really confused and mildly offended that he received a potato, and apparently had like a hissy fit about why someone would have sent him a potato. And then I was like, oh, I thought that was really stupid and funny, and now I feel awkward admitting it was my responsibility. Okay. Anyway.
It's amazing.
Seth, you've only seen 2 Lee Cronin movies, but which one do you prefer? The Mummy
Evil Dead Rise.
Rise.
Easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have Rise over it.
Well, you have 3 to rank.
I actually have not seen The Hole in the Ground. You watched it without me.
You were supposed to watch. We did a bracket, so you watched it.
It's not bad. He didn't remember it. So.
All right, then I'm going to put The Mummy above it, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Are you sure I watched it?
Yeah.
I remember you watching
because you had to compare it to another movie.
Maybe I lied. Me when I lie.
Okay. I'm gonna say Evil Dead Rise, then maybe The Hole in the Ground, and then Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I'm not sure. The Hole in the Ground, I gave the exact same score on Letterboxd as The Mummy. So I don't know. It was dragging a lot. The lighting in the hole itself was bad. The cinematography was middle of the road. But like conceptually, while it wasn't that unique, I did find it interesting in a way that like, and I like that it's stylistically quite different than Rise and The Mummy. So we'll throw it in the middle. Seth, what's your ranking of the Evil Dead movies?
So I got Evil Dead 2013 as number 1.
Hell yeah.
Number 2 is Evil Dead 2. Number 3 is Army of Darkness. 4 is Evil Dead, the original, and then I have Evil Dead Rise, and then Evil Dead Burn in last.
Sad.
Wow.
I know.
You actually might be. I mean, I don't love Burn, but a lot of people are enjoying it. So
I'm like one of 3 people. Yeah, I am. My comment section and on my TikTok review of it has been fun lately.
That's
I'm
great. That's how you get views, dude.
Yeah.
That's how we get or how we got monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just shitting.
Yeah.
Actually, how we got monetized by saying that we found Skinamarink scary.
Yep. We always talk about that. Everyone knows the lore.
Yeah.
I like Skinamarink. I like Skinamarink more than Outwaters. Outwaters pissed me off. I was just screaming the whole movie.
I never saw Outwaters, so
well,
maybe
those
I
are
need
the
to.
2 that were very much compared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love Skinamarink.
It was like if you liked one, you might not like the other.
Mhm.
And like if you found one the scariest movie ever, then you wouldn't find the other. I don't know. They were both like.
Well, Hannah and I are saving our rankings for the Burn episode, but I'm shocked at how low you have The Evil Dead. But then I just remembered that every movie in this franchise is pretty good.
I think that's kind of common. I feel like everyone puts 2 quite a bit above.
I just
1.
rewatched The Evil Dead this weekend, the first one. Hannah watched it for the first time, and I had so much fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
I understand why people have it lower. Say what you're going to say, though.
I would say I love that movie. Like it did something for horror that most horror movies didn't do, and like it showed that you can make a movie without a huge budget. But Evil Dead 2 is when he gets the freaking chainsaw hand, and he's and he's like looking in the camera and saying groovy. Like I just love that and that cheesiness. And then Army of Darkness is just so left field and out there. Like they went for it with that, and it's so much fun to me. And like just Evil Dead, the 2013 one is just like thematically everything about that movie I just like vibe with so much more. I think it's the most everyone keeps saying Burn is like the most brutal. I still think Evil Dead.
Disagree.
Yeah, I still think the 2013 is the most brutal. Like the stuff that happens in that movie is disgusting. And
yes, I agree.
Like even like the hand with her like pulling it out underneath the car, or the glass in the guy's eye, like, and because I wear glasses, that messed me up. I was like, you can break glasses and it can go in your eye.
Or her arm like slopping off when she cuts it off.
Yeah,
God,
slitting the tongue.
Yeah, it's just mean, but like there's a reason for that brutality. Like it like you care for all of these characters. It's not like I hated. The only person I hated was the dude who read from the Necronomicon.
Yeah,
exactly. An idiot. And I was like, can you just die already? But everything else is like, I don't know. That's the one I just gravitate to the most.
I need to go back to your quote where you were like, it's amazing how they were able to make it for such a low budget and prove this, but the second one had a chainsaw hand.
Yeah. It had a chainsaw hand. Like, come on.
And it reminds me of, this is going to be maybe a hot take. There's a clip from the behind the scenes interviews for the Scooby-Doo movies, like the live actions. And it's, what's her name?
Scooby-Doo.
Get the Scooby shirt on.
Hell yeah.
Why can't I think of Sarah Michelle Gellar is like, Scooby-Doo was such an amazing like cartoon. It wasn't for boys. It wasn't for girls. It really broke standard norms and all this, and like says all this smart. And then it cuts to Freddie Prinze Jr. and goes, it was about a talking dog. Yeah.
I love that video so much.
It's so funny.
It's like, it's a talking dog.
That was you with chainsaw.
Yeah.
So. What would Ash say if this movie were made now instead of groovy?
Groovy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would hope
you look at the camera and say, Squid Game.
That's not funny.
No, he would say 6'7".
With the hand
with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
With the chainsaw hand.
Yeah. I like the hand gesture with the chainsaw. That's good. I literally, like a fucking old man over here, I'm like looking up modern slang.
Okay, Unk.
Yeah.
I have never...
You're chopped and Unk.
I don't even know any of the slang because I'm old. I'm 34 and like 6'7". I don't even understand that, but I've seen it so much. And I've been playing Fortnite a lot lately, and some kid yelled at me 6'7" the other day. So
I don't really.
I'm up to date.
Matt's up to date.
I'm 30, but I'm online. I keep.
I'm not as online.
If we ever have kids, that's very much like I will be up to date.
No,
I know where to, I know how Google
me.
works. All right, when I need to know where the origins of 6-7, I just went down to Google rabbit hole. I could explain all of it to you. I'm not going to.
That's a whole nother episode of this podcast.
What if he goes, it's time for chainsaw maxing?
Oh. Yeah, honestly, with that jaw, he looks like he might have been part of the oh my god, the clavicular. Looks maxing, yeah. He was hitting those. He was doing the hammers to the cheeks.
That
do you know about that, Hannah?
Incredible.
So you're so offline, you don't even know about the cheek hammers.
No,
it's so stupid.
There's this guy. He just had like some kind of issue, but he was to help his cheekbones look better. He would just hit him with a hammer a bunch.
What the fuck?
It doesn't work. He's an idiot.
Yeah, people are stupid. Don't believe everything online.
You can do those chew things though. Supposedly.
You know what he would say in response to this? He would tell you you're watching brain rot if you were using modern slang.
I'm in. I don't even know. I'm trying to think of other brain rot things that he could say instead of groovy.
He would just look at the camera and say, "I left no crumbs."
No, you are unk and chopped.
Yeah. What does unk mean?
You don't know how to use these. You know what unk means? Like like uncle.
I don't know what that means.
What? I'll explain it to you later.
I love that this has turned into us trying to come up with like Gen Z quotes.
Unk is what you refer to somebody who's like older because they're your uncle. They're like people refer to OGs. That was like a term at one point. You don't know OG?
I know what that is.
It's a lot of AAVE. And that's like where it's coming from, AAVE, which like unk, it was,
I only know slang if it's used on Love Island, like crash out.
Yeah, I love Love Island, guys.
Love Island is so fucking good. I'm watching both UK and US right now.
I'm not watching either. I just let Hannah tell me.
Damn, UK is...
Yeah. What if they had an Evil Dead and it was
Love
Ash?
Island?
Yeah, Love Island, Evil Dead. It's Ash. And all the contestants, the female contestants, are Deadites, and he has to pick one Deadite.
See, we could write a better movie than Rise and Burn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's sit down. It needs to be different. I still love this idea, though, of Mia's story and Ash's story converging, because the two of them, side by side, both with chainsaws for arms.
I do have to ask you guys something, but we can do it off the podcast, because it is a spoiler.
Okay, that's fine. We can get to it.
Okay, let's rate it.
Let's rate it. If you come to me, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10.
Okay. We went quick on that. Seth, how are we feeling on a 10 scale?
Like 4.
Oh. See, I thought you were going to like the movie more than us. We complained so much.
Well, that's out of 5, so it's out of 10.
Oh yeah,
so like
10. 8.
Like, yeah, I would say 7. I think 8's too high. 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and we have another rating scale on this podcast called the Dalton Endorsement Scale, and it's a rating of -5 to +5. And Hannah can explain it to you a little bit more.
Where our scores more specifically reflect how much we recommend the film, taking into consideration our personal enjoyment as well as the film's cultural impact. A negative score indicates lack of endorsement, a 0 is true neutral, etc.
So I will, and we find that it actually is outside of our scores if you were to do the math. I think I'm going to give this a +1, even though I gave it a 5 out of 10. And reason being is because I think the performances are really good. And from a technical standpoint, it's a lot of fun. And just because the Evil Dead series is good in general, I feel like you should just watch it to be caught up. So +1 for me.
Is +1 that you should watch it?
Yes.
+1. I would agree. I don't think I don't think any of the Evil Deads are unwatchable. So I would also say +1. Like I would say you should definitely check it out. And a lot of people love that one. I just the last 2 Evil Deads they didn't hit that high of 2013 for me.
So you would only be +1. You wouldn't be like a +2, 3, 4, or 5?
No.
No, exactly. Interesting. Matt's right about this scale then.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it aligns. Like I would be like I'm giving it a 5 and I'm a 0. So it'd be right down the center. But no, So you gave it an 8, but only a +1.
I also was going to give it, he gave it a 7, okay?
A 7, my bad.
I'm also going to give it a +1 out of 5. For all the reasons that you said.
Yeah, it's hard not to recommend these movies, even if I think we complain because there's a lot of good in them. So
yeah. I complain because I think Lee Cronin could do better with my feedback.
Yeah,
I agree. We'll send him an email.
You live closer to him. Maybe you should just stop.
Send me the notes and I'll go hand deliver it to him.
They did for Smile too. They listened to our podcast for Smile too. I swear. I've told this story before, but we did a very long episode on Smile where we listed all of our issues and how we would fix them. And I think every single one was addressed in Smile 2.
That's
It was
amazing.
actually crazy. And I was like, where's my check? I was kind of pissed.
Yeah, to be fair, we recorded that episode when they were well into post-production, but, whatever.
I don't know.
Still,
They
thanks
figured
to
it out.
us.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Well, Seth, thank you so much for joining us. Tell the folks where they can find you again.
You can find me on all socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, if you're still on there, YouTube at According to Seth, and then I have a website, accordingtosethmedia.com. And seriously, thank you guys for having me. This has been an absolute blast. I wish we all loved Evil Dead Rise a little bit more, but...
Well, we're going to have you on for another movie that hopefully we like more. But this was we were eating our vegetables here to get prepared for Burn. So it needed to happen.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally made this happen.
So, okay. Well, again, thank you so much. This has been great. And people, let us know what you thought. Let us know what you want Seth to talk about, because we got a movie in mind, but I won't say what.
Yeah. Drop a comment if you have a suggestion.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Also, drop a comment on Spotify with your ranking of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah. Or YouTube.
Yes.
Wherever.
Or DM us.
I don't give a shit. Post it wherever.
Tell us.
TikTok. Mail it with anthrax.
No, not with anthrax.
Carrier
with
pigeon.
Potato.
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon with a potato.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I was saying I think that about wraps it up. So I've been Matt Hannah.
I'm Hannah.
That's been Seth. And this has been Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Stay tuned
and stay scared. Thank you for listening to Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Make sure to listen to future episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever else you can find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube, where we post episodes and shorts. You can follow us at Horror Hour with the Hannahs on TikTok and Instagram, as well as at Horror Hour on Blue Sky for more content. If you like the podcast, please follow and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. Happy hauntings!